those businesses that are in District 2 pour back into District 2.
And we also need to look into our own people that are living here in District 2 right now. We have so much talent here. We need a helping hand. We need to come together, and we need to promote these businesses, these new entrepreneurs. We got people that are so talented that they need to be seen. They need the funding. We need to come together as churches. We need to come together as constituents. We need to come together and we need to promote them. We need to encourage them. The businesses that are already established, we need to have them to mentor them, because it's not just bringing other people into our community to build their business. We need to work with the people that we have here. That's my concern. We need to start in our own backyard.
One of the things that I pointed out, that someone pointed out to me, I should say, is 43% poverty rate. That's half of those. Mm-hmm. Most of them lie in District 1, District 2, mainly District 2. And they make less than $32,000 a year. In a city that prides on spending, how much we just spent? About 28 million, something like that. With the dog walk, with the pickleball, with the refurbishing of these buildings and tearing down buildings that, they could have gave it to us for a church or so. Somebody, one of these sellout, one of these preachers, I'm just, somebody, but to use the civic center or something like that. And what I'm looking at is you become the next commissioner down there. You only one vote. You only one vote. And they're going to try to fight against you everything you push. You can believe that. But with that one vote, what would you push for the most for District 2?
So I'm going to say this. I honestly think, and this is me being optimistic, I honestly believe that the commissioners that are going to sit on the commission this coming up term desire to see the city as a whole do better. My thing is, I don't believe the priorities have been put on the table publicly to say, this is what we need in our district, and we are demanding this in our district. Anytime we showed up as a whole downtown at the city hall, change came about. Votes were changed. Our agendas were pushed. Things came into fruition. And so my desire, my first thing that I'm going into is fighting for funds for Wiregrass. Our pool has been down for over 2 years, which means the access to this have been down. Access to the gym and different things of that nature have been closed off to our community. If we're talking about taking guns from these young people's hands, we got to put something in their hands. That means workforce development. That means programs. That means after-school programs. That means job opportunities. That means creative outlets for them so that they have something else in their hands. And so my first agenda is to push access and to rebuild Wiregrass so that it can be a central place of our district that people can go to, want to go to, love, and be able to access everything that they need.
Well, first of all, the people that are sitting at the seats now downtown and the commissioners now, unless there is a change, I understand what Mr. Tiller is saying, and I do agree with that. But we have to get out and vote, and we have to actually replace those seats in order for any of this to happen. And my agenda would be, first of all, I need to make sure that my people they're safe, they're in safe environments, the children are fed. I want to make sure that the homeless and the mental illness are being taken care of. So my first agenda is to make sure that our essentials are taken care of first. Let's make sure we got people in homes. They got somewhere to stay that's comfortable. Let's make sure that the people that are in homes, they're able to stay in their homes. I've knocked on doors and I've also talked to the housing authorities and the different projects. I still call them projects. And the benefits right now, they're not even aware of what's getting ready to happen. And that's coming from up top. So we need to make sure, first of all, that they're stable. And once we make sure that they're stable, they're fed, and they have housing and food and everything, once that's taken care of, then I want to go on to the next level of priority that we need to take care of. But let's make sure that they're taken care of.
You know, I hear you. Yeah. Pastor Till, I hear you. Mr. Rendon McGowan, I hear you. And it's just amazing to me the work that I know both of you do personally for the homeless and all that. And we sitting up here with a map. I own a realty company. And we got people that got vouchers from seats, from housing authority. And y'all know I founded seats in 2008. And they can't even get a house because don't nobody want to rent to them. But we got a map, got a real estate company. You know, one of the things that I'm concerned about is that we would get into a point to where you get down there and you become mutated to the system that's already there. Or do you feel like me and hope that by all of you running, for the first time in history, 7 black people running for office at one time, that y'all have already made the change and that they know it can never be the same again?
Definitely. So when we're talking about, feeding the community and those different things, we have organizations that are already doing an awesome job. My thought for District 2 is for District 2 to buy back District 2. For us to begin to buy back the homes in District 2 that are vacant and revitalize them so that we have ownership. We don't want to be in a position, and this is to just across the board, where someone is able to kick us out of a home that we've revitalized. We don't want to be in a position that any given time someone can flip a switch and take over the community that we're trying to rebuild. And so my desire is buyback neighborhood program, where those in the neighborhood are buying back those houses, that we are putting them in a trust, a housing trust, in order to allow the community to buy them back. That we're not doing it based on credit, but we're doing it based on a scale. That if you're going to buy this house, you're going to revitalize it, you're going to bring it back, access to our community. When we're talking about going down to downtown and bringing about change, that's what I'm already doing. Again, and I know your mother-in-law, Ms. McGowan, is as well, that we're already trying to bring about change in our district before we even have the seat. We're already knocking on doors. We're already having conversations with the current commissioners and the current mayor and the current leisure services director. We're already doing this. And so I don't think we will be changed by the system, but this will now give us a seat at the table to begin to have conversations. Because guess what? There are decisions made behind closed doors.
Well, I understand about the feeding that we're already doing it, but there are people that aren't being fed. Let's just get real. One thing about me, I'm very direct, and just being and riding around in the community, knocking on doors, listening at some of the constituents saying that the food stamps been stolen, and that type of deal. Everybody is not being fed. Those are kids that are going to school, and the only meal they have is what they get at school per day. So to say that everybody's being fed, that's, to me, you can't go any further unless you're healthy. You got to make sure that we're being taken care of for us, medical-wise, for as food is concerned. I want us to be in a stable home. I want all those things to happen. But I also want to make sure, first of all, that we're taken care of. I mean, our children are being fed, and our homeless have somewhere to lay their heads at night instead of sleeping on porches. I ran into some people that actually, they sleep on the porch during the day and they go to Mama Tina's or somewhere and get something to eat. That is ridiculous. And one of the things that Kenny has pointed out, but we're living not even 2 miles down the street to the most valuable properties within the district, which are District 2. That should not be happening. And if you're asking me a question, is if when I get downtown, am I going to pretty much be complacent like the ones
that's right
that are there already? I'm just saying, no, that's not even, that won't even be, that's not even in my, my makeup. That's not me at all. I couldn't do that. I couldn't rightfully go downtown and sit down and see all these things that are not been done for the community. I want to know exactly how we're going to change this. I'm a numbers person. You're not going to pull the wool over my eyes. I want to know exactly what are we going to do with our community. We don't need $50,000. We don't need $100,000. We need some of that $6.5 million. But at the same time, I am the type of person I will go down, and I'm not going to be, hostile or anything like that, you guys. I am going to sit down intelligently, and I want you to explain that to me because numbers don't lie. They have to make sense, and we have to make sure that we're taking care of our community, and that's my whole goal of running is to make sure that we're being seen, we're being fed, we're being taken care of. And as far as the housing is concerned, what people don't realize is that right now we got we got things that's coming from up top that's getting ready to happen. These folks going to be that aren't homeless, that are almost homeless. They're going to be figuring out where am I going to go to live. So we got as a community, we got to join together and take care of these problems.
Well, and see, I think though, like the solution to what's getting ready to come down, me personally, if I'm in the role of District 2 Commissioner, is partnering with organizations like TOPS and the Harbor and Love in Action and different things of that nature and saying, hey, let's put together a proposal that TOPS will lead the initiative and we give you funds for the initiative. Because again, what we don't want to happen is for the city to have so much control and for the seats to change again and they undo everything that's been done. But if TOPS has control and we're saying, okay, we're going to let you lead the initiative and we're going to write a $1.3 million check in order to get these housing in order, now that's a different story. Because guess what? You know what the people need. You know what they desire. You know what the homeless need. I know what the homeless need. You know what the homeless need. We're dealing with them every single day. We know what they need. And so my desire is partnership with organizations that are already doing the work and getting them funding in order to expand the work.
Well, we pray to God that would happen. We hope and we pray. But one of the things that we can say is it's highly unlikely dealing with this regime that we have down there now. Because when it comes to controlling the funds and the money, that's what they do.
But see, it's never been called to the table.
Oh.
When have you seen someone say, hey, they're saying no to this, I proposed it? See that I think that's the thing, transparency. That I'm going to be transparent with the conversations that I'm having. If you say no, if you say no,
there you go.
Say no to the public.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to say no to the public. Tell the public you're saying no for them having a safe community. Say to the public you're saying no to them having healthy housing. Say no to the child that's hungry. Say no to them in their face. And that's what's going to be the game changer. When we call stuff and be transparent and open about everything.
That's why we got Dr. Glasgow in the room.
I am a realist, and I'm going to say it. I'm going to come back at that, and I agree that that's the way it should happen.
Yeah.
But what should happen and what's going to happen and what's real and what's not real are two or three different things. What we need to do as a community, we need to come together. We need to have these forums, not forums, your forums, yeah.
Town
hall meetings.
Somebody said we've had enough.
And we've had enough forums, I believe that. We need to come together as a community. We need to get serious. We need to come from behind the doors, behind the bars, wherever you're located. Come together. Let's sit down. Let's talk. Now, once we strategize together, then we need to go downtown together. We need to assign someone who's going to be over what we need to have done. We need to get in their face, and we need to let them know exactly what our issues and concerns are. We can sit down as a commission together, but at the same time, sometimes if you don't see it, you have to see it. You got to hear it. You got to feel it. I'm a feely touching person. You got to understand what's going on in the community. What's been done in the past. We're sitting down there. People start out, well, they're commissioner now, and they'll start out, well, they'll sit down and they'll listen, and they want to talk about their points and their views and what needs to happen. But are they listening? Can they see it? Can they hear it? We as commissioners, just like they get on the bus and they go down and they open up the Opera House and they walk out together, well, we need to get on that same bus and come to District 2 and see what's really going on. So that way they know what we're facing. Because I don't think they've had the experience as they've had this term. I've seen them walk District 2. I saw the mayor walk District 2. Those things need to be duplicated and duplicated till they get it. And once they get it, and once we're together as a unity, then we can make some changes.
Let me say this. I say it all the time, and I'll continue to say it to the day I die. Black folks are not stupid. We're not ignorant. We're just a little slow. We catch on after a while. In this information age, we can look up anything, anytime, and almost get it done real quick now. Do y'all feel like it can ever be the same after what y'all just accomplished? I need y'all to really, really understand. Like I told Commissioner Darcy yesterday, what y'all did, he been down there 16 years, but with all y'all running, made him have to change. Do you hear me?
This is a new day.
This is a brand new day.
This is a new day. And
Dothan could never be the same again.
That's right.
After all y'all running for office.
We're not going to allow that.
That's the point, though. We want a different Dothan. We want a different District 2. But here's the catcher. The reality, and these are facts. They are putting in requests now to create the budget for the next 2 years.
Right now.
Which means before the election is done, they're already working on the budget. Before a runoff ever happens, they're already working on the budget right now. Which means if we're not having conversations already to put stuff in the budget, to request funds, to put proposals on the table, we're already behind.
And if we're not at the table helping to fix the meal, then we are the meal.
We are the meal, correct.
We are the meal. I made a statement here yesterday. I said, don't come to me nothing about race. Don't talk to me nothing about race, because I'm not going to let white people trick one of our black people into making it seem like it's racist, so we can fall into that racism distraction and not look at what they doing to us. I heard that Reverend Leonard, I haven't seen it, I heard that Reverend Eugene Leonard repeated it last night on the Dot Chief, and we're going to talk to them later. But to you all, it is about race when you get down there. I'm sorry. Because down there you have a system, and the difference is because you're looking at a white supremacist system that's been in place since 1835. That wasn't designed for us. We wasn't even in the planning when this system was designed. So we ain't blaming none of the people that's here now saying that they're racist, but they still enforce and promote, and they still benefit from a racist system that was put in place. And you're going against a system that I'm asking you, will you not mutate to? Both of y'all answer.
But one of the things is that as a commissioner, that's one of the things that we are required to do. We're supposed to make sure that the laws that are in place, that we can revamp them and making sure that it's going to work for everyone.
Yeah, but their magic number is 4, though.
That's the magic number. You got to get 4.
Yeah, that magic number is number 4.
And what happened is you'll get down there and you'll vote against trying to help District 2. They'll outvote you with 4, and then they'll close the books and tell you the vote is done. But now we got a school superintendent, first black school superintendent that ever existed since 1835, and they say, Ricky Stokes come out with an injunction. We didn't follow the sunshine laws. They want to have a discussion last night all about the contract, when Brenda Gilbert said the contract ain't even done yet. You know, the lawyer's still negotiating the contract. You know, but the vote still should count. No, we got to relook at the vote when it's on.
Well, Kenny, I spent most of my adult life in Seattle, so when I came home, I didn't see vote. Okay, so here's the deal. It's just like Mr. Tiller did mention. We got some other candidates that's running. They don't have the same skin tone, but their heart is in the right place.
But we got some candidates with the same skin tone, and they heart in the wrong place.
But I'm talking about replacing right now.
Okay.
I'm talking about replacing. So that's gonna help us move forward. Is that we got to start dealing with people that their hearts are in the right place. Has nothing to do with color on that end. Okay. We got to deal with the ones that's going to come in and they for helping the whole community, the whole Dothan. And if you listen, everybody needs to listen and find out who you need to vote for. I know between 1 and 2, we all got our favorites and everything like that, and we pretty much know who we want in that seat. But listen to the other districts, the other candidates that are coming in, and make your choice to make sure that you're not putting that same person down there that's going to agree with everything that's going on. Because if it don't happen this term, we got to work toward happening for the next
But
term.
hold on, because Ray Cloud just made a very, very good point. For the first 2 years that you're down there, you're going to be locked into whatever they voted on. You're going to be locked into the budget that they have already voted on in the last outgoing administration.
But the thing is,
and then when you come in, as far as you helping the homeless, you're going to be locked into the ordinance that they have to lock the homeless up.
well, here's the thing.
This is what you running right into a brick wall.
But you should already be working on the budget. I'm
go.
already in conversations with the lead services director about our pool and about it getting fixed. So I'm already in conversations with department heads to make sure our priorities are put in the budget. And so he is correct. When we're walking into a budget that will already be approved, but the reality is we should already be having conversations with these individuals in these positions to make sure that our priorities are being put in those budgets.
Who are you speaking to?
Ray Cloud.
Oh, okay.
Ray Cloud.
Okay, just to address that, that's correct. I hear that. We're going to walk into it, but doesn't mean that we got to stay in it, right? So we need to bring the community together so that we can start. This is the thing. This is the problem now. We're not having enough of our people, the community, the district as a whole, to join together, to come together to make sure that those, all these laws are changed. These budgets are changed. We need to come together and start figuring out before that next 2 years roll around. We don't want to wait until the next 2 years and say, okay, well, I'm gonna put in my vote for this. We need to come together as a whole. And we